What was that, Dan? You said 2 people. So if there's 2 people, hello to you 2 people on the stream. This is the Too Much Time on Our Hands podcast. We are back this week, the awesome foursome, coming to you in your eyes. And if you are listening to us on the podcast, we will be coming in your ears. So someone might have been watching some Phoenix Nights. Anyway, we are here to celebrate the upcoming launch of Starfield and, of course, the very recent launch of Baldur's Gate 3 by putting together our very own RPG game. So just think like what we did with the Redly Deadly films. We're going to come up with some cool ideas and some cool stories and potential main quests and all that sort of kind of stuff. Things that would go into our perfect RPG game. We're going to put that together. Anyway, I'll do some introductions, quick ones. Hello, Dan.
Hi, Tom. Just remember,
just wave. That's all they're here for, waving.
We're all someone's daughter, and we're all someone's son.
Yeah, I mean, I'm someone's son. You, someone's son. Russ, hello.
What's up? How we doing?
Someone's son. You're someone's son.
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
Cool. Duncan, hello.
Hello.
Someone's son. You're someone's son.
Made in a lab.
Made in a lab. Gross.
It does explain a lot, though.
It does explain a lot. But also to all the other sons and daughters around the world, hello. If 2 of you are watching.
It's sounding a bit more sort of cult leadery than usual.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. This is the direction that I'm going.
This is the direction I'm going.
How long can we look at each other down the barrel of a gun?
I'm getting real David Brent vibes here.
You're the voice, Tom. Try and understand it. Make a noise and make it clear. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, whoa.
It's a great song, that.
Just going to adjust our zoom window here because I can only see Duncan's little forehead popping up.
If we're already moving in the same direction, all we got to do is keep on walking.
Tom, what are we talking about tonight?
As I said in the flawless intro that no one would have had any trouble trying to keep up with, obviously the Bethesda RPG Starfield is just about to be launched. As Dan commented before we went on air, because this is air, we are on air, it's been getting okay reviews. I feel like a good Bethesda RPG is still a great game, so let's keep our fingers crossed on that one. If not, it might be a cyberpunk disaster. Who knows? But also, Baldur's Gate 3 has come out.
Baldur.
Baldur.
It's like the science fiction version of it.
Baldur's Smirnoff. Schconnery. I don't know. So it's out as well. It too has had, I think, largely positive reviews.
People
praising the writing and the sheer variety of characters. And Cox. A lot of people have been saying, making lots of comments about that. You should read some of the PC Gamer articles about Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3.
Is it Balls Deep?
Balls Deep Skates 3. So we are in celebration of 2 big RPGs, one out, one just about to come out, are going to spend an hour talking about what we would want to put into our favourite, our perfect RPG game. So like we did with the Redly Deadly films, where we basically came up with a concept, characters, and all that sort of stuff for a film, we're going to come up with that same sort of thing for this. We're going to come up with a name, concept,
amazing
type,
thing that all 6 of those films actually got picked up, made, and full theatrical worldwide releases.
Absolutely. And every single one of them was directed by Michael Bay.
It's the finest work, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Straight to DVD.
Yeah,
you can only find them in Target now.
Too hot for the cinema.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine the Redly Deadly 2 Too Hot cut?
Oh, we should do a porno.
Oh, I've had enough of porn
with all our favourite porn stars.
He says rehydrating.
I've had it's been a fucking awful 5 days. It's just been too much.
Who's your first on your porn star list of?
Who? Sorry.
Of Redly Deadly for our Redly Deadly porn edition. Redly Deadly Bukkake edition, I suppose. But
this is really
I mean, if we're really seriously
off
gonna-
track
okay.
quite
We go
soon.
Johnny Sins first, right? That's where we're going.
I mean, yeah,
first,
you'd go for some, and excuse the pun, big names. You'd go for some big names first. I feel like Leonard the Plug and Adam 22 purely have to go on that list because of the uproar that the puritanical internet has had about porn stars having sex.
Still,
I
haven't
still
seen
want to know
anything
where,
about this, Tom.
where you're
I'm
picking
not-
up your news feed from. It's all over the headlines.
Well, it was. I mean, it was all over the. It was all over. It was all over things like
I
not
didn't see
good
Kirsty Walk
news.
talking about it.
It was no, it was not good news. It was literally like I don't know. My TikTok algorithm picked up this thing, and I have no idea why. And then ever since then, I was like, oh, it's massive news. And it's like it's not. I have discovered over the last month or so, like kind of carrying on with the story, that like it's this fucking tiny bit of North America, LA, where all the porn stars hang out. They're the only people that give a shit about this sort of stuff, and me in the UK. Like no one else cares. Like no one else cares. It's because yeah. So yeah. Anyway,
Who's mad about it, by the way?
Imagine being really angry and upset because what you masturbate to has changed slightly.
I think it was because it was because
That's enough.
the furor was because and it was bizarre furor as well. Like they're a married couple, right? They literally just got married.
Genuinely
And-
cannot
Are we
believe that we're talking about this
talking-
again.
Are we talking about Lena the Plug?
Yes,
Yes.
we're back on that. Yeah.
Yeah, they literally. It's
Is this going in our RPG?
yeah. No, they're
No.
going in Redly
Well,
Deadly, Too Hot to Handle, or whatever I'm
You've
going to call it.
listened to this podcast before, right, Duncan?
We're off
Like-
on a tangent. It's,
Yeah.
it's fine. We're not talking about the thing we're doing. It's fine. No, in a nutshell, they've been together 7 years. They've shot loads and loads of porn together. They do loads and loads of threesomes where they bang. Where they basically do this podcast called Plug Talk, where they interview an
You
OnlyFans
fucking
girl,
love that, Russ.
and then the two of them, Lena and Adam, have sex with the person at the end, right? And so they've done this like 200-300 times. Then her fans were like saying, "Why don't you do something with another dude?" And her and her husband went, "Okay, cool. We're comfortable with our relationship and being adult performers. Like, I'm happy for you to go and shoot with another guy, like just to see what happens." And it happened. It was the timing. They'd got married a month before. Like, but they've had a kid, they've bought a house and all this sort of stuff. And they've been doing this for ages, and he's been having sex with loads of other people, and he's been, so the internet went mental because of the whole, like, I think it was the whole, they got married, and then a month later she shot with another dude. And it's like, I mean, personally, from my point of view, I'm just a bit like, I don't get it. I don't get why everyone went mad. It was like, they're already LA porn stars. Like, I don't get why it became news. I'm fascinated by how it came, but it was actually, I think it was because people like Andrew Tate and all the other red pill people who I fucking hate, like dogpiled onto it and were like criticizing them, calling them bad parents, like flashing pictures of their daughter up on the internet, like really properly like dragging them through the dirt. It was all the worst examples of the internet at its worst behavior were thrown out in this month of really bullying this couple, like, and it just I don't know, I didn't like it. I mean, yeah, and it fascinated me. Firstly, it became news, and then secondly, that the red pills jumped on it so much that it actually became like proper bullying, to the point where they were being hounded in the streets and people shouting whore at her, like, and cuck at him, horrible stuff, while they were with their daughter, like their little daughter. It's just like, the world went mad, and it was just a bit shit. Well, not the world. That tiny little bit of North America went mad. It was horrible.
Very weird.
I just got sick of it in the news all the time, Tom, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, says the man who says, I have no idea what this is.
Well, you're absolutely right. It's also nobody's business how they earn their money as well.
Exactly. But everyone's got an opinion. And I think it's because most guys, if you're in a long-term relationship with someone, doesn't like the idea of that happening. But then, to be fair, none of us are porn stars.
It just sounds like they're super uncomfortable, like, which is fine, like, because most relationships won't end with their partner just going and having sex with someone else for a
I think
podcast.
very obviously as well, they're performers doing their job. It's
Yeah.
not the same as for regular civilians.
I know, and that was the point. Like, there was a lot of people like who, across America, who were kind of going, "I'm sorry, we are literally going nuts because porn stars are making one porn video.
Yeah.
Like it, what are we like?
I am outraged, and I will be 100% outraged after I finish masturbating to this.
After I finish looking at it, yeah,
Really,
exactly.
the outrage really just puts the little cherry on top of the wank, really, doesn't it? Nothing beats a full-on furious masturbation.
Yeah, absolutely. A messy orgasm that I don't clean up, and then going into the comments section and really letting them have it. That's what really makes this a special evening. Anyway, I'm sorry.
What a
I'm
grim
sorry
little
for
window into
that
some
out there.
people's lives.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But it's also a grim little window into what's consumed me for the last month or so. Is this ongoing?
I'm still
story.
furious and horny about this.
I'm still
The first
angry.
thing that comes up is Daily Mail. Let's have a look.
Just don't
Oh God!
go down.
Don't even give them the clicks.
Who is Lena the Plug? Only fan star. Like everyone reading this knows who Lena the Plug is. Like they have masturbated several times over, I'd imagine. OnlyFans star who shot to fame after her husband let her sleep with a bigger man also did porn while pregnant and had a threesome with a Target cashier. Now she earns $1 million a month. They put it like we should be outraged by all of that, right?
And what they fail to point out is that like all of the stuff that she's done before has been with her partner Adam, like that and loads of girls. So she made the point. I don't understand. Like I've been letting my husband cheat in front of me when we've been doing threesomes with all these girls. I've let him do that like 600 times. And I've done loads of solo stuff with other women. And no one got outraged and called me a cheater then. But then I go and shoot with a male porn star and I do one scene and everyone starts calling me a cheater, a whore, bad parent, all that sort of stuff. And you do kind of go, fuck me, there's an enormous double standard at play here. Like, and actually you start thinking about this whole gender bias thing.
Well, it's just sexism.
It is. It's
Adam
massive
22's
sexism.
porn star wife Lena says she enjoyed having sex with another man in a controversial X-rated scene more than sleeping with her husband because it was new and interesting.
So what else is she supposed to say? Like in that situation when someone says, did you enjoy shooting that porn scene? A porn star goes, well, yeah, I'm meant to look like I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was enjoyable. It was sex, but I'm going back to my husband who I love, and
I'm a bit jealous of how fucking comfortable Adam 22 is. Like, that takes a level of trust. Like that I don't think most people would ever have. Like that's the thing.
But again, like also like
it's not a thing
I
most
There's a
people
lot
would
of
ever do.
trust in
'cause
that
they're not-
relationship.
Oh,
Yeah.
we are now about half an hour into this.
Yeah, but this
Tom,
we're
you
on something
so
different.
derailed this, and we talked about this at length.
yeah, but not on air. We didn't,
we
we're I know
did.
we're about
I'm pretty
2
sure we
months.
did.
Oh, did we? Oh, bollocks, sorry.
They are both incredibly comfortable, obviously incredibly into each other as well, and they just don't give a fuck. Fair play to them.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not even that unusual. Most adult performers have a private life and a partner and a family, and it's just a job.
Yeah.
The thing they said about him is he does these podcasts called No Jumper as well, which is like ingrained in the hip hop world. And of course, there's a lot of cultural implications in the hip hop world where he received so much backlash from that sort of demographic, the hip hop culture, that were just like, you are a cuck.
Who gives a fuck if he was anyway?
Well,
Like-
but that's again, that is the point. But the thing is, like, it's to the point where she was on a podcast recently where she said, like, I'd like to do some more scenes with other performers, and Adam is actually already said to me he'd probably be fine with me doing it more often if I wanted to, like, and him involved and all that sort of stuff. But he's like, he was like, I got so much shit after that last one. Like, I don't want to do it again yet. Like, because I'm still, every time I talk to someone on my podcast, it's like 3 questions in, they're like, oh, what about that dude that fucked your girl, your wife? And he's like, fucking hell, like,
That was work.
now I have to talk about this again. And he's
Literally
just,
work.
and so she's even like, he's a public figure. If he wasn't, if I just went home to him at the end of the day and whatever, and he was fine with it, then it'd be okay. But it's because he has to face public outrage. She's like, I don't really want to put him through all that again. So, do you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, it's not, like you said, Ross, it's just sexism. No one was complaining when she was banging other women, but the second she bangs another dude, everyone loses their mind.
I just find it slightly uncomfortable. You talking about sex and then taking big swigs of milky tea. There's just something really, really, really off-putting about that.
Hey, I'm a culture vulture. What can I say?
It's the transparent mug, I think.
Podcast.
I don't know how many people are still watching at this stage.
Three apparently.
Oh,
Paul's
cool.
Still there. Hey, Paul. How's it going,
Well,
buddy?
you know, let us know what you think about the Adam 22 Land of the Plug outrage. Anyway, we'll get back to RPGs.
And should milky tea be drunk from a transparent mug?
I don't love it, Tom. I'll be honest.
What, the transparent
milky tea?
mug?
No.
Yeah. Milky tea, fine.
these-
Transparent mug.
Well,
no.
it wasn't that
If it
milky.
was,
It's
if
only
it was
because
a
of the
black
lighting
coffee in
here.
there, I've not got an issue with that.
Really? Why?
What if it was a milky coffee? Well, coffee with milk in it.
Oddly, if it was iced, no problem. A hot milky drink from a transparent mug, it's just not right.
Fair enough. I don't have a problem with it personally, Tom.
Thanks, Dan.
No, I kind of have a slight problem with transparent mugs in general. Mm-hmm. You know, I have a problem
But
with
isn't
that.
it just a glass
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
with a handle?
It's
So
a
it's like a
glass mug.
mini tankard.
So when is a mug
Isn't
not
that
a
what a
mug?
tankard is?
Yeah, is the difference between a cup and a mug a bit like the difference between a ship and a boat?
I always
You
think a
can't have
boat
to.
is,
Hang on.
I
I always
Pause
think a
this on
boat is small and a ship is big.
Yeah.
Well,
Whereas I don't know where
that
the
is
line
definitely
is.
accurate
ship-
enough to not
sh-
blur any lines.
A ship is something that you cannot transport on another vessel.
Is
But
that generally
there are ships whose only purpose is picking up other ships.
So
Well,
So
they usually
those
are the
would be-
boats.
so does a ship become a boat when it's being carried by a ship?
Yeah.
I don't know. It is a length size.
Well, actually, no, if it can be
is what it
carried
is,
by-
Tom.
What?
It's a fucking cuck if it is being carried by another ship, having a level so it has an illicit affair with another boat.
How could you let your boat get picked up by another boat? Disgusting.
Well, this is the debate, isn't it? I mean, this is the thing. It does
It has
it.
got to that point where we have digressed so much. I'm just going to finish my yogurt.
If anything, it just reveals the latent fears and insecurities of boats.
I wish it
And
was
their
easy to
ships.
unclip my microphone. It's really feeling like a sit back kind of podcast tonight.
You're like the guest on Mid Morning Matters with Alan Partridge, who's constantly picking up the microphone and holding it really close, and he just keeps putting it back down, going, "It'll find you. It'll find you."
I'm eating a
Paul
lovely
says
white,
you can't
creamy.
You can't have an illicit affair with the when there's a guy in charge of lighting there. Also, is that a Pyrex jug?
Dude, that's a really good point. You can't be having a yeah, exactly. If you're shooting pro porn, it's not an affair, unless you then follow it up afterwards. No, it's not a Pyrex jug. It's actually an IKEA glass mug. I think it's tempered
pronounce the
glass
name.
actually. What does it say? I can't fucking read it. It's all in like Swedish or something. Oh no, it just says made in Russia. Boo.
What's your IKEA of choice?
Milton Keynes.
Same.
Although my wife and I, funnily enough, nearly got divorced. My wife nearly got divorced in that IKEA because we went at the wrong time of day. We were so hungry by the time we got there that we were bordering on hangry. We got halfway around the track, the IKEA track, and got to the restaurant. And I said, I want to go and have something to eat. I'm really hungry. And I can't remember whether she said, "Oh, can we just go and look at something or something?" And I got unreasonably annoyed, and like literally stamped off and went to eat. And we had like a proper little one of those really hushed Barneys. I don't understand why you just had to do that. Why did you do that?
That's why they have all those little rooms set up. It's so that couples can go and argue in them without upsetting everyone else.
Exactly. Exactly. We
Our
made
problem
up
with
pretty
IKEA
quickly,
is
but-
that I prefer going early, have a big breakfast, do IKEA, hot dog on the way out. Whereas my wife would prefer to go
my wife.
My
for
wife.
lunch, meatballs, do the circuit, hot dog, leave.
Oh, okay. So like hot dog as a mid-morning snack, mid-afternoon
Yeah.
snack.
Well, to be honest, the hot dog, it's more just a case of for £2.50 you can get more hot dogs than you can carry, so why wouldn't you?
That's good, man. That's good.
Otherwise, you
talk
just
about
spend the whole
RPGs?
drive home thinking, hot dogs.
We
with
are
with £2.50 burning a hole in your pocket.
Yeah. And that's when you have
Constantly
another
staring at it.
argument in the car. I know I wasn't hungry when we got out, but I'm quite hungry now, and they're very cheap. And sit one in the cup holder, and it'd be absolutely fine.
I took
So-
£2.50 out of my son's piggy bank for this fucking hot dog. I can't believe I didn't get to have. Anyway,
So maybe we need a mission, like a side quest where you have to go around.
Oh, yeah, the
can't
thing
just
we went
start
to do.
with
Type
side
thing.
quest.
we haven't even got a name.
Yeah,
Well,
we haven't got
I
a
know,
name. We haven't
but-
got a setting. We haven't got character creation.
No, I think
I'm
we should
trying
do this
to
the Bethesda way.
occasionally-
Start with the side quests. Everything else will come from there.
Okay, so what are the side quests? to
Stop
our
trying to put
RPG
us
then?
back on track, Duncan.
So
Okay.
obviously, sites, everything, all RPGs these days have sort of elaborate settlement building techniques and crafting sections. What none of them have done is implement a full self-service furniture store that has a variety of beverage and food options
This is very
and a
true.
children's
That'd be
play area.
This is very
It doesn't
true.
always have
Okay,
children.
okay. Right, then let's start with, since we're now back on track, Sasha Grey, but no one asked. Whatever. So we're now.
That's actually great. Good choice.
But
Isn't she-
Redley
she does
Deadly
Doesn't
Redemption.
she do a really good? Doesn't she do a really good podcast?
she's a Twitch streamer.
Oh, that was it.
Just does a good Twitch stream. And
So
yeah,
Redley
okay,
Deadly Redemption.
So RPG, right? Are we serious about wanting a system where you can go to IKEA and then put all this in your own home?
No.
I mean, it doesn't have to be
Well,
IKEA, but somewhere you can go.
Could be
Because
cool.
also, speaking as the monetization person, that is microtransaction frenzy right there.
Yeah.
This thing's going to have paid for itself in 6 months.
Okay, then maybe we go for maybe we go like future setting then, like a cyberpunky kind of setting.
I want
Start
it.
with
I want it
dragons.
to be. Yeah, but I want it to be like almost kind of like a cyberpunky setting, but like in a world where Google Glass became mainstream and people are just wandering around with like one just
Like
one,
a monocle.
like one weird monocle.
So it could be like an alternate kind of 2020, but where all the bullshit that people said between about 1990 and
Yes.
2008 actually happened and worked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go.
The S Club bands carried on. There's now like an S Club.
The Amstrad emailer is in every home. Everyone's got a Google Glass and it actually works all the time.
Yes,
The
there we go.
BlackBerry didn't go out of
the
business.
Nokia N-Gage is the games console of choice.
Everyone's driving a Renault Twizy.
Yeah.
We don't have Blu-ray.
Oh,
We've
what was
got
that?
the other
HDD, DVD,
HD DVD. Yep, good shout.
Oh, this is good. This is good. So this sounds like a
Betamax.
fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
It all started with the Betamax revolution.
Everyone
Yes.
happily sits around in their living rooms watching 3D TV with powered glasses on, and nobody
On curved
minds.
screens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On huge curved things
Screens
hanging
are
off.
all curved, no matter how small they are. All screens are curved.
And only one seat in the house, in the living room, can actually see things decently on that TV. So there's just one seat. Everyone takes it in
It's
turns.
product demos. Yeah.
And then we go
don't
for
move.
alternate.
Don't move. You won't see anything if you move. But why would you expect to?
You're standing just off centre. If you just a couple of inches to your right, there we go. See the
I'm
fish
afraid,
now.
'cause
Let's,
if you-
oh no, okay, no,
If you are
sneezed.
4
No, it's
inches too far to the left, it will fry your retina.
Michael
That is-
Bay's on his
we like to
third
consider that a
GoBots
feature.
film.
GoBot.
Yeah, Michael Bay's on his
That-
third GoBots film.
So maybe what
watch
what
that.
led to this was the Millennium Bug did happen, and it reset all technology,
Yeah.
and they did it right this time.
Yeah. So do we not want to get Nikola Tesla involved? That's the one that everyone always brings up in alternate universes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what? Like
Yeah,
he's
he-
still
he-
alive. Still
Well, in pop culture
inexplicably
imagination,
alive in 2020.
Tesla is some sort of combination of wizard and technomancer, as opposed to just a
Yeah.
a pretty smart scientist.
Yeah.
But
Quite like
in the minds of the internet, he's basically a wizard.
Okay, so the Millennium Bug happened, and we had to start relying on magic-based science instead of science-based science.
Mm-hmm.
So things like technomancers exist.
Technomancers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if your internet goes down, somebody has to come around and chant at your router for a while.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. Yeah. Okay, so it's alternate
Babylon Zoo
universe.
weren't a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Babylon Zoo weren't a one-hit wonder.
We've got all science and electricity is based on magic now.
Mm-hmm.
So we live in a world where it's the normal world.
Is.
And everyone that you need to get anything done is kind of slightly magic, varying degrees of magic. You can choose your class, and like all your powers are like magic-based powers though as well.
Like it.
Like,
But they're
so
all
like-
but they're all really cool, like edgy
Yeah.
cool,
Yeah.
like but late 90s cool.
Yes.
So big jeans, big
everyone-
chains
so
on their
the-
wallets.
The shop. that
Everyone
is
looks like the
instead
singer
of
of Crazy Town.
Instead of
Yeah.
like New Look and Primark, Cyberdog is the only clothes shop that is like the mainstream.
Yeah. And Cyberdog went crazy.
Everyone's got
When-
T-shirts with visualizers on them and like wraparound Oakley sunglasses and leather trench coats.
And there's a few outlets of punky
Weird
fish.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Weird Fish wasn't the sole purchase of middle-aged men.
Yeah.
Middle-aged and later men. It actually was a very cool thing to have when you were younger.
You know, I'm
Weird
kind of
Fish when I
fucking
was,
into this, by the way. This sounds
Yeah,
fun.
we are basically just describing how we wish the last 20 years had gone.
But like,
Leather jackets remained from the Matrix, and the subsequent
That's
Matrix
like leather-
movies were really good.
To the point where you watch The Matrix, and if you started dressing like them, no one batted an eyelid. But at the time, do you remember when The Matrix came out and suddenly everyone was wearing leather trench coats and being like, "What? I've always worn this.
Yeah.
I dress like this anyway. Like I've always dressed like this."
So
It's
they
like,
could actually
what?
afford a leather. So everyone was wearing like a PVC trench coat that sort of squeaked while you
It's
walked.
like, what? Like this is the first time I've ever seen you wearing a PVC vest.
Yeah.
Like, you were wearing t-shirts yesterday. What the fuck,
I'm pretty
man?
sure I've painted my nails black for
Yeah.
pretty much always.
So,
oh
like,
no, but it wasn't the Matrix that would have done well. It would have been that one that came out just before either the Equilibrium or no, that came out after. Was it Dark City?
Oh my god, Dark City is amazing.
yeah, it's great, to be fair.
So
like-
good.
But it got overshadowed by the Matrix.
No,
But it
I
was
think
so good.
I think
it's
all these
different.
films.
It's weirder than the Matrix.
Yeah, it's different from the Matrix.
It's
like
it's very different, but it's so good.
it is very. It's also
Love it.
it's good. I think all these films did well. I think that is like all of a sudden the characters in these films are style icons.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone originally wanted to be Deckard from Blade Runner, as for example, as well.
Yeah.
In this one, and it's like that's how people dress in this universe. Like the classic characters, they dress like Deckard. Like the more up to date ones, they have like the like fluorescent like string in their hair as well, and they've got like the new rocks. They've got the long trench coats and stuff, and as you say, the Cyberdogs with little like logos along the front of them. Like the world we can build can be like. You'll have like nightclubs like the one in the Matrix as well that you can like wander through to go to quests, or you can just go to a bar, or you can just dance to your heart's content, or you can do a bit of DJing or something along those lines as well.
And every time you go in there, you get bothered by someone who comes up to you and says something like, "I know why you can't sleep."
yeah,
And it's on repeat. It's like proper NPC territory. The crowd doesn't even work.
Yes, mate.
properly
I
when
can
you
see
walk
the
through.
exclamation mark above your head. I'm actually just doing this at the moment. So
and you can maybe
go and
like
kill
have-
your own fucking wolf vixens or whatever is bothering your crops.
and maybe you could have like your home base. That be one of your home bases you can choose.
Yeah. Should be modelled
with, like-
on
Yeah.
the Electric Ballroom in Camden used to do a night which
Slime
was
Light.
just the club from the Matrix.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. So it should be exactly that.
Yeah, so we got that, and like you can have like you can buy down various different like flats and apartments and stuff. One of them is at the back of this, one of them's at the top above an internet cafe. Like,
One of them's like Constantine's flat.
Yes,
of
yeah.
bowling alley.
yeah, stuff like that.
That'd be
And you can
really
have
cool.
people that refuse to
I love
like
that movie.
Yeah, me too, man.
that refuse magic, and like live off the grid as well and
Love
stuff
it.
like that.
Yeah, love it.
Um,
So what do they
the
use for power
Underhive,
instead?
Like Underhive in Demolition Man.
yeah,
Look at
Well,
those
they
nerds
just
over
use
there with their
electricity.
batteries.
They like have like clapped out old generators, and they're still trying to use electricity.
like
even though the
classic
electricity doesn't
electricity.
work properly anymore.
yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah, and one of them's got like a. I like the Bioshock. Bioshock Infinite, when up in Colombia they have like the robotic horses powered by electricity. I really like the idea of this of a settlement still using electricity, having like a robot horse called Old Dusty or something, who is like a bit of comic relief. And well, you better jump on Old Dusty, he'll take you out into the Deadlands so you can find some of this electricity. I don't know, like get some of the older timey lecky on you. I don't know. I've just got this image. Cyberpunk was quite good at like you had all the chaos of the city and all of the city theme sort of tasks and stuff like that. Whereas out in the wastelands and the Badlands, like out in the desert and stuff like that, the sort of the style of people you met and the tasks were different as well. I quite like the separation somewhere.
You're essentially saying that out in the more desolate or the countryside or the wet, dusty wastes, we're talking Brave Star. Like that animation where he did have a robot horse. He rode around and
like
that.
It might be a bit of a cliche.
And robotics.
Yeah.
What I really need, because as a dot of a cap to Bethesda for the very early release of this, we need a few NPCs that are just floating and walking randomly into or through walls, and maybe like magically floating cigarettes that don't quite fit in.
Oh, don't worry, there'll be plenty of bugs.
In place.
I really love
below.
the idea that the implementation of this game and so that most of the features will be practically impossible, to the point that none of the systems will interact properly, and there will be game breaking algorithmic problems from day one that take 3 to 4 years to rectify.
It's your fault for
like
having
No
too
Man's
high
Sky.
expectations.
But yes, absolutely. It's like the Internet Historian. I don't know if you ever watch Internet Historian. He did this whole thing about the Fire Festival, and he said, and in a shocking turn of events, the weather came along and suddenly turned all of the marketing into lies. Like they were saying, oh no, the weather came along because weather's caused everything to go wrong. It's like, oh, so yeah, the weather turned all the marketing into lies.
There was a piece of rain fell into this guy's ear and turned into an actual complete bellend.
Yeah. That Fire Festival documentary is something else, by the way.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
we still need to
unreal.
watch that one. I don't know if I could, because I can feel myself getting angry before I've even pressed play.
Whatever you think happened, I promise you it's worse.
Yeah.
Like, it's whatever you believe, however you imagine it to have all gone down, I promise you it's worse than that.
I just know that everyone involved in putting it on, from the, not the vendors, but the sort of the main production side, and probably everyone who was going to it, would just anger me to my core.
Yeah. Yeah, the real losers are the people that are actually working there.
Yeah.
And they lost pretty significantly. So yeah.
Right. What
Right.
sort of features do we want in this thing? So we've got. I think that's a pretty good world. We've got some pretty core gameplay mechanics. Are there, what kind of?
Are we going into space?
No.
No,
we
I
go into
don't
space?
think so.
All right.
Because if we're keeping it fairly grounded in sort of alternate millennial technology, then space exploration probably is a thing, but at the level of the space station. We're not talking hopping in a rocket ship and nipping off.
That'd be great. Where there's the rover that crashed essentially and lost. The
Beagle 2.
Yeah, that
British
actually
one.
landed and actually worked.
Yeah,
That'd
that's
be great.
fine. That's trundling around Mars.
Well, it's not trundling anymore. It's accidentally embedded itself in a crater, but it has developed some sort of rudimentary AI, and is now considers itself to be a god of some description on
Could this be
its
our
own planet.
antagonist?
Yes.
Oh my god, yeah.
The Beagle
Yes.
2 rover, the little British Morris Minor that was flung into space.
The wood-panelled probe.
Do you remember on the news? It was like old men with long white hair and pipes talking. And, like, the mission control was just someone's shed, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But so yeah,
Hello,
maybe
Swindon.
on the way
Hello,
to
Swindon.
Mars there was a particularly intense solar flare that fried the electronics, and by the time it landed, it had become self-aware and determined for revenge.
I think Elon Musk's car as well.
Ah, the Roadster.
Yeah.
The orbiting Roadster somehow made it was picked up. And oh yes, so now Beagle 2 is having a whale of a time
Caning it
driving the
around
Roadster
craters
on
of
Mars,
Mars.
but wants to get down to Earth because the roads and the gravity down there are a bit more forgiving.
It's subliminally sending messages saying this is how you get to Mars, how you get people to Mars. And people are very excited that they're thinking that they've got the
So like
answers. Okay.
its plan is it's going to lure, because it knows it can't physically move, so it's going to lure the human race to accelerate space exploration and get to Mars, and when there is some sort of mission to Mars, it's going to be able to infect the computers and get itself carried home.
So I'm very confused.
Yeah.
What's going on?
That's our
don't
baddie.
know.
That's the
Maybe-
antagonist.
It's very simple. Beagle 2
Yeah.
is the big bad.
Okay, how
Okay.
when we're kind of set in a world that doesn't have like technology anymore, or has like magic
It has
technology?
technology.
Yeah.
It's just it's all powered by magic. That's why it's become sentient and it can send ideas.
It makes
And,
perfect sense.
I get the impression
Okay,
you weren't
so-
listening for the last 5 minutes.
No, I was. It just went batshit crazy in seconds. Like, so the Beagle 2 rover on Mars is the enemy to us on Earth.
Yeah. So it's
But we
become
don't
self-aware.
know it.
It's become
How?
self-aware. It's determined to wreak vengeance on the human race for abandoning it on Mars, and it's
Okay.
sending out some sort of subetheric signal, and it's trying to, suddenly everyone's really interested in space exploration, and governments are spending a lot more money on it, and it's trying to tempt the human race to send a manned mission to Mars where it can infect the computers and get itself carried back to Earth, where it will take over the planet.
Surely a better situation would be that actually has made it back to Earth.
Well, that happens over the course of the game.
But like,
For some reason, you become
dealing
involved in
with
stopping it.
The Beagle 2 rover having already infected everything.
So
We
the
get
main
involved
quest
in a
line.
conspiracy theory. That's actually correct.
So it's only the main
this
quest
could-
line. It's the optional main quest line. Like you don't have to have completed the main quest line. But obviously the world changes and things change as you do it. Like you could just be off having a great time with the old Dusty Badlands boys
Or
with
your magic and your magic.
or your magic friends.
technology.
But the main quest line is like a typical sort of Skyrim-esque kind of thing. Like you do it, you play it, you complete it, and then you can do all the other stuff afterwards. And then the world
People go,
is
this is the most urgent thing that's ever happened. Oh, you can spend 6 months learning how to whittle. Yeah, don't worry, that's fine. That's
Just
fine.
have fun
The
smithing.
dragons are just sort of hovering.
Beagle 2 is on his way, but feel free
We
to
need-
spend the next year,
We need
polishing
something.
old Dusty.
We need something that tops up your magic. You can't just have like limitless magic. So it needs to be like
Yeah.
a material and some form of like.
Actually, do you know
gotta be-
how big crystal shops are? They are
Fucking
actually
yes.
not just
My God, head
pieces
shops.
of shit.
Hippie
Oh
crystal
my god,
shops.
that's
You
perfect.
actually have
Yes.
to go in there.
It's head
Yeah,
shops.
So
that's-
and it means that
are-
we can all
they
go
are
back
basically
to
treated
walking
as
around with leather
pharmacies.
necklaces with crystals on them, which
Yes.
I've got to be
Yeah.
honest, I miss.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I miss that too. I miss not being able to wear those damn things.
Yeah.
Different
Being
crystals.
able to go into a
give you-
shop that looks like it's held together out of 3 bits of plywood and spend £2 on a piece of statement jewellery for men.
Different
if you-
crystals give you different powers as well.
Love it.
So
But
like
if
you can only load up like 3 crystals at a time or something.
Ooh, I like that. I like that idea. So,
So you've
so
got to
you
like
can't
slot
just stack.
different things.
Yeah.
You can maybe,
size of your
maybe
crystal.
build up your sort of the number of different things you can have equipped at any one
Yeah.
time over the game.
That's where actually a lot of the scientific advancement is coming in, is creating artificial magic storage devices. But because traditionally it would be based on the size of your crystal. However, if this is going to be better. So you know how each month or each star sign has a birth crystal? If you get the crystal of your star sign, your birth crystal, like February is amethyst. If you get amethyst, you get bonus magic power.
Yes.
So it
So
boosts.
the start you have to say when your birthday is, and it works out like your crystal that you need. Okay.
That's quite
Next,
funny.
I had an idea. What if when you wear a crystal, it does one thing, but when you attach it to your gun, it does something different? So different crystals attached to different guns.
Shut it up,
Love it.
you're a-
Love
Huh?
it. Yeah. When you take
Well,
it
are you
orally, it
wearing
does
it?
one
Are you
thing.
slotting
When
it
you
in your
take it anally, it does
Or are
something
you
else.
popping it up Are you popping it in your rectum? Because it does different things.
Is this
No,
going to be
so-
an arse crystal or a face crystal? It's like, arse. It's always going to be arse.
But Duncan, yeah, you're hitting on USPs for this game. I have never played a game where you have the option of rectally fitting some sort of enhancement.
People
I've
want
seen, you know,
cons.
like
Let's get
things, I'm
butlers.
drink,
That's
things
something
you
in there.
wear, gods you pray to. I've never popped something up my arse in a game to increase my powers. I don't think that's ever been an option.
So say, for example, you've got like a specific type of crystal that when you're wearing it, it means you slowly build up your health
Wearing
back.
it.
I don't give a fuck how you wear it, all right?
Or where.
Slowly build your health back up, okay? Just
Yeah.
like over time whilst you're wearing it. You don't need to trigger anything. But then if you put it in a gun, you can then start healing people with that, or healing yourself with it. Yeah.
Nice.
And I think almost sort of emulating kind of the Far Cry model,
Yeah.
like where they have their sort of special hunting tasks where you can get special skins and therefore make special equipment. I think there should be like a set of missions that you can do for a like a crystal. Like one of the head shop guys is like, I've heard rumors about some really special crystals, and you have to find caves, mine for the things, bring them back, and over the course of several days he'll refine them into a special crystal or shape them in
nice.
such a way that
Yeah.
the animation for insertion
The
makes
really
your character
laboured,
wince
detailed,
slightly less.
unskippable animation.
No,
Yeah, it's
like,
super every time, and it's full eye contact.
the other thing is you could actually have a little side bit of where you learn to become a geologist. Like you
Yeah.
learn.
Brilliant.
Oh
The
my
other thing-
God. Fucking
This
yes.
is a
one
rock
other
hammer.
thing-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geology side quest would be fucking awesome. Yeah, I agree.
a geoloday, if you like. The other thing we really need for Dan is that's what they call it in some oil companies. It's like
I
an
know,
exploratory
I know,
geologist.
but- yeah.
Geolodays. Anyway, other thing we need, especially for Dan, is little games within the game, and something as addictive as that one in Witcher, which I suddenly
Gwent.
can't think of.
Went.
Gwent. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we need that. They're quite good fun.
I fucking love Gwen. That's one of my favorite side quests. I agree, but we need to find something that's of its time, like something that is like
Vertigo.
a horrendous rip-off of like Beyblades or something like that.
Yeah,
Or
what was like
Tamagotchi.
Yeah, Tamagotchi
Oh my
could
god,
definitely
you have
be-
to keep your Tamagotchi alive, but your Tamagotchi can come to life visionary style to help you out.
Yes.
Yeah. But you also have
dunno.
to like
Well,
keep
like-
it alive as well.
The knockoff of Pokemon was kind of Digimon,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
You could come up with like a fake Pokemon game.
No, I like the
something
idea
along
that
those
you
lines.
have a
Yeah.
Tamagotchi, because then it could be like integrated into the game world. Like when you go
Yeah.
to it, you actually like you pick it up and you've got to.
Yeah.
So if you're not careful with how you plan, you might be in the middle of a firefight or something, and then you realise that you've got to feed your Tamagotchi. So
Yeah.
you have to go into it and frantically do that while you can't see what's going on.
Yeah, I
Loads
love
of
that.
people taking cover, screaming, "I'm just feeding Milo."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think one of the big
Nice.
narrative arcs is you end up joining, you like sort of dick around with different conspiracy theories, but you
Oh, I love
find
it.
the one that's actually correct.
Yeah.
It's
I've got
actually,
a-
it might still be crazy.
Do you know,
And then
I've
what,
got
you
like
all
a
run-
heartbreaking third act plot twist. Your beloved Tamagotchi becomes the vehicle by which the Beagle 2 intelligence
Yeah.
gets into the Earth-based systems.
We're doing this, Dan, by the way.
And
Beagle 2's
you have to destroy your own
town.
It's like putting
Every
the
time I try and
companion
move away
cube in the
from Russ
fire.
brings
You
it
have to
back
destroy
up.
your own Tamagotchi.
Love it.
Having spent the whole
I
game
love it.
caring
I
for
think
it.
it's a great idea, Russ.
That's
I
a
really-
terrible idea.
Yeah.
In the
Anything,
end, you
anything
have to
you
go-
say with Beagle 2, Russ, fucking gold. Okay? The
Bullshit.
second you said
I'm just
Beagle 2,
saying
I knew
it.
it was a good idea.
So there's
You
a.
have to go and
Sorry, go for it.
the end of it is you have to defeat Beagle 2
Beagle 2, yeah.
at a
I'm on
massive,
board.
Why?
At a massive silicon mine or something.
Or at like the
Maybe it won't
Norwich
be
Space
silicon, but
Centre.
something. Yeah.
Can we talk about how
Sorry, I'm still
fucking
laughing like fucking crazy.
excellent the soundtrack to this is going to be?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And I think before you leave the house, instead you won't have like an iPod or anything. You'll have like a blank disc,
Mini disc.
like a mini,
You definitely
mini
have 'em.
disc. There
Yeah,
go.
you've got to load up your mini disc, and you can
Yeah.
only get as many songs as you could fit onto an actual mini disc.
Yeah. So you can choose what your playlist is going to be when you go out.
Yeah.
But it's from like obviously licensed songs. But like,
And also, if
So
you
good.
want to have if you want it to be anything other than just track 1, track 2, you have to painstakingly, letter by letter, type in the names of the songs with a little jog
Yeah.
wheel on your
Yeah.
tiny mini disc player.
yeah.
Yeah. God, I miss mini disc
love
players.
my mini disc.
This has just become a bunch of old men moaning that things aren't as good anymore. But
With a Beagle
They
2
were
bad
really
guy,
good.
apparently.
mini disc players were perfect.
They were good
with
sound
our
quality.
wrist device, Quest tracking gizmo in the style of Scion Personal Organizer. Fucking yes.
Yeah, but not just one, because this is
Yes.
before the age of the combined device. So you have your mini disc player, you have your personal organizer, you've got a Tamagotchi, you've got a watch, you've got a camera and a phone. Not a camera phone, you've got a camera and a phone. You have about 15
No, but I thought
different
we were
devices
also
on
having
you.
Google eyepieces.
Yeah, that
Oh,
too.
yeah. That somehow made it through.
Don't worry
With the-
about the
with the-
internal logic of any
With the
of this.
camera, do you start off with like a Super Snaps
Yeah.
24-shot disposable?
working up to like a Sony Coolpix or something.
And then, you know, when Beagle 2 comes down, you can take pictures of Beagle 2.
Yeah, at 3
I can just see
megapixels.
Dan's over.
I'm all up for silly, Tom.
Yeah.
This is too far.
But this is
All
too
right,
silly.
Dan. Who is the big bad? What is the big bad?
The big bad is someone
why
who's
is it
trying to
not
harness
Beagle
the power
2?
of harness nuclear power from an unsafe source that you've got to stop him doing it before he gradually becomes a giant mutant.
I mean, it's good, but it's no Beagle 2. I think this is the henchman that Beagle 2 sends out to sort of soften things up. So I think you do fight that and you think
Actually-
you've won, and then you realise that's only actually the sort of the second act boss. And
Beagle
Beagle
2
2
could
is
be
behind
addicted to
everything.
nuclear.
There you go.
What about if
fucking,
they're
my
just
favourite
trying
thing
to
about
get
this so
oil?
far? I think if you wear a
And, like,
foil
get
hat,
oil
then you're
going
immune
to
to,
get-
then you're immune to certain like
Oil,
things. Oil.
like petroleum.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
Like, we don't have oil in this magic world. Like, green hydrogen is a thing working. There's more renewable energy because it's a good way of using crystals and channeling sunlight. We've got moon ray capture devices because moonlight is incredibly magical and powerful.
I love.
so you
this
have like,
thinking.
so you got solar powers for charging up your devices, but then you also have like lunar panels for charging up your magic crystals.
Yeah.
And you just
Like
have to. You have your special calendar so that you can always put your crystals in the right slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
we
think
would
you should have
implement a
pyramid
full
power as
day-night
well,
cycle
Duncan.
with accurate celestial mapping.
Yeah.
So you've got to align your crystals to the correct constellations.
I think you should be allowed to wear like a pyramid on your head as well to harness the power of pyramids.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
Let's go full
And
batshit.
the Illuminati are actually a legit kind of quite boring. Actually, I mean they are quite boring, but Illuminati don't really control the world, but they are kind of a legit kind of branch of the UN.
Yeah. They're the ones giving you your quests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to talk
what, the
about
Illuminati
The
is just-
Illuminati consists of the head shop owner, a DJ in the nightclub, a conspiracy theory podcaster or radio show host, I suppose, at this time as well.
A dab radio
an
host.
American footballer that's taken too many hits to the head, and a member of the royal family, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Bill
What's the
Gates.
series of radiant quests in this universe?
So
good question.
Well,
so it's got to
crystal
be.
finding.
There's got to be some evil stuff. So there's got to be like working with the owner of a chain of head shops to destroy or like blackmail other members as to sort of join his chain of head shops or their chain of head shops. I think you've got to have some kind of. There's always got to be some kind of like contract killing simulator because that's what people love. Like they like playing games like with the Dark Brotherhood quest lines. Always like the most popular in things like Skyrim. Or like smugglers, or something, something that's a bit nefarious. You've got to have almost like a thieves guild kind of thing. You got to do some robbing.
You could have petrol heads, like if everything's running on magic, there's a petrol head gang. And
Batteries.
you've got to go.
It's got to be battery
Batteries.
smugglers.
They've all got flamethrowers
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, battery smugglers. I like that
Yeah.
because
Lithium.
you've got quests. You've got quests going down in the not the Underdark, the Underhive or somewhere where they refuse to use magic, and you've got to help them, and they're always portrayed as the baddies, but actually they might be good, and they're not really wanting to use coal, but it's hard for them to get the solar power. They're still using electricity a lot of the time because they're not using any magic, and you've got to help them steal stuff for their labs. They're doing what's traditional medicine, but they're not doing any of this. Oh my god, you could have it where.
Oh my god, you could say you're not using any of that hokey Western medicine, are you?
Yeah, and you could where the I don't know what's it called. The tinctures and stuff. They're actually trying to develop penicillin and antibiotics, and you got to go and try and find the herbs so that they can make like aspirin.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that as well. This sounds fun. I'd play this game. Well, I tell you, I'd play this game as long as we can keep Beagle 2 firmly away from it.
I'm afraid Beagle 2 is firmly spiderweb throughout the plot of this game, so there's not really much we can do about that.
Well, I ain't playing it then. Fuck this game.
So, obviously at the beginning of any RPG, any modern RPG, you have your sort of character creation section.
Mm-hmm.
We need to go very deep and very detailed and 100% customizable on the genitalia.
Yep.
Like,
I think we should include piercings and tattoos as well.
but like, I mean, that is, forgive me, barely the tip. We're talking a complete customizable genitalia experience. Like all the boring things, like just like length, girth, but also you can, bell end shape, labial topography. All of this can be 100% customizable.
Curvature of
Pubic.
shaft.
Yeah, veininess.
Yeah.
All this sort of stuff, like pubic hair
Clit size.
is not just a graphic. This is a full real-time hair simulation that
Bald
you can
ascension.
trim and style and tint to your content.
2, 1, or even 0 balls if you want as well.
As many as you like, really.
Yeah.
But this is all completely realistically modelled. Everything is sort of temperature reactive and in all the right ways. The only problem is that so much development time goes into the genitalia customization that the rest of the model just looks like the human being from Community, but with unbelievably realistic genitalia of whatever you want.
Which no one ever sees.
And the face texture basically just looks like a balloon
Yeah.
with eyes drawn on it.
It's just
Which you can adjust how high up and
slightly
down they are.
mummified crash test dummy walking around,
Yeah, there you go, like that. It's like that.
but with
Yeah.
frighteningly realistic genitals.
Threateningly realistic genitals.
So it actively encourages people to divest the clothes of the character purely because the one bit that you pour so much time into is always hidden unless you have your drawers off. So everyone's running around doing a full-on Winnie the Pooh. Every character is just shirt on.
All the clothing
Buckle
options are a
out,
variety
like
of slightly too
zebras.
small t-shirts. That's all you can buy.
Well, no, I'm thinking that what you wear is your typical early 2000s gear. We've already discussed like big
Skate
coats,
trousers.
skate trousers as well.
lots of
Yeah,
cargo shorts.
absolutely. Yeah,
Like those weird studded, like, black leather, metal stud neck bracelets.
Again,
also,
big wallet chains.
yeah.
Still slightly miffed that I can't get away
shells.
with wearing my leather cuff all the time.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I used
the
to have a leather
little
cuff.
leather thong necklace with like a spiral
Yeah.
or shell on it, but also your crystal ones.
Yeah,
Various different.
little pendants that are just described as tribal.
I mean, let's face it. I've still got quite a lot of my clothes from the noughties that I still
I don't
wear.
think you've got
so-
anything that isn't from then. To be honest, Duncan.
I've got the stuff from the 90s.
Does anyone
We
still
all know.
have a black shirt with flames around the bottom of it in their wardrobe? Because I do.
I didn't have one of those, but I did have a black shirt with a few random Japanese characters on it, which I had
Yeah.
zero idea
Let
what they
me
meant.
tell you.
Oh,
about
and one with a
my,
dragon on it.
My first
Yeah, very
band
good.
stage gear for myself. Shall I,
You've
Tom?
got that shirt.
I had a black shirt with the flames at the bottom of it.
Beautiful.
I had a flaming 8-ball t-shirt and I had a flame sweatbands on as well.
God, you were bringing the fire, weren't you?
I was bringing the fire, Tom. That's exactly, by the way, exactly what my... And for some reason, like, khaki trousers.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
just to
not
go
going
with
to.
that.
That looks stupid. I'm not going to have fire trousers.
God, yeah, no.
So, like, I'm thinking also, like, various different coloured combat trousers.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
whether you're going urban or you're going wherever red is, or
Full on All
or blue.
Saints.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like different combat trousers. South Park / Simpsons t-shirts / various different metal bands.
Yeah.
Choose from Pantera, Slipknot, Fear Factory, Rage Against the Machine. You name it.
Dunlop,
It's in there.
Green Flash.
Yeah. Yes.
Gotta have Dunlop, Green Flash.
obviously as
But
well. Yeah.
ironically, they're called Green Flash, but they're the blue ones.
But with options, obviously, for DMs and New Rocks as well.
Oh, yes, very good. Kickers?
I miss my
Why
blue
not have some
DMs.
kickers in there?
You can go in a different direction as well. You can go double denim. The old Levi's, what are they, twist jeans? The dark blue ones.
Oh, the ones with the seams that go from the side.
Yes.
To the
those
front.
ones. Yeah. Yeah. You can go with those.
For some reason.
You can wear.
Complete
you
with
can also wear-
denim jacket. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also wear weird shell, like a shell, almost like a shell suit shirt. But I had this really weird purple shirt.
Oh, the ones that like
that was
the weird
very
material.
shiny.
Also, the ones
Yeah.
that look blue in some light and then look purple in another light as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Those
yes.
shirts.
The
Yeah.
iridescent cocktail waiter shirt.
Yep, the ones that show up sweat far too easily.
Yep.
Yeah, like there's a wide variety of clothing to look cool in this. Whatever happens, the sunglasses will never look cool. There'll be a mixture of either Oakley's or small, like Liam Gallagher style circular glasses / also like the ones that are like way too thin, like a single strip all the way around as well.
Oakley's, man, never ever suited anyone I saw wearing them.
And
The
they
big
were so
thick
fucking
ones.
expensive.
They were fucking terrible. Like everyone's always like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy wraparounds." Like I'm not wearing John Lennon, so I'm wearing wraparounds, and everyone would always put them on and always look like a bell end.
Yes,
Yeah.
no one looked cool.
You're
I'm
like trying to
think of someone that
streamline
looked
your
cool in
head.
them.
Yeah, yeah. Who invited Bono? You know? Do you think I make
Oakley
myself look like a
wraparound.
huge wasp for fun?
Oakley 90s wrap sunglasses. Here we go. Let's see if we can find anyone looking cool in them. Images. Okay, there's a picture of like Michael Jordan here looking quite cool in them. Dennis Rodman. Most people don't know. No, most people they do not suit. Those are ugly, ugly sunglasses. You got a horrible feeling they're going to make a comeback, don't you? Like at some point soon.
Yeah, well, we're in the 90s at the moment with sort
Yeah.
of stuff being cool again, so it's only a matter of time.
Fucking bucket hats have made their way back, but they are only really worn by complete caners now. So
Weren't they always worn by? Oh no, not complete cane.
but you should have the option to be just a total stoner in this as well.
Why not?
Yeah, I always quite like that whole kind of like the trade-off, like between like like Fallout 4 does it quite well with all the like Jet and Psycho and stuff like that. Really, really cool performance edge drugs.
Yeah.
Yet once you get addicted, it all starts going tits up for you. That there is. I like the whole price to pay things. Like he's been buying too many crystals at the head shop. Like the guy's got too many crammed up, up his butthole. Like that, he's gonna. Yeah, he needs to.
Oh my god, maybe that's it. Maybe you can get like a crystal addiction. Maybe that's the way we go.
One more.
There's too many up there.
I've been pooping Lucky Charms now for weeks.
I think they're bigger than Lucky Charms. That's the.
No, I'm just saying that they're gonna dye the poop.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I'm pretty certain that's scientifically correct.
Yeah, that's what will happen.
Yeah,
the Earth's natural dye.
Homeopathy.
You don't
That was what I was
perforate
thinking of.
Homeopathy.
Actually,
Maybe
works.
homeopathy is the only healing.
Yes,
there's no
homeopathy
hospitals
is like
anymore.
the primary form of healing. You can go for like some traditional Western medicine if you're a weirdo, but bandages and like actual tried and tested medicine. But like more often than not, you're going with like, hey, you caught COVID, time to take that horse tranquilizer.
Have some water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, was it Mitchell and Webb that did the sketch, the homeopathy hospital,
Yes.
where they're constantly? Or was it homeopathic A&E? Get me. What was it like? Get me. There's got to be some quotes for this. Like a bottle of basically just water in one hand and a huge invoice in the other. That's the one. Oh, so good.
I'm now looking up Ray-Bans because I want a decent set of Ray-Bans.
Yeah, but not 90s, right? Not Wayfarers. Oh no, maybe that's it. Maybe they never brought back aviators, and it's all just Wayfarers.
Yeah, there's one dude that gets to wear aviators.
Like a prototype pair.
Yeah, and he looks fucking awesome.
But then everyone else is wearing big. The ones that didn't sit right on anyone's head, that like kind of angled away from their eyes. You know the ones I mean, with the really long sticks. Made you look like
Jimmy Aviators.
Yeah.
Instead of Johnny Silverhands, Jimmy Aviators.
Jimmy Aviators, I like it.
There you go.
Or Jimmy Silver Specs.
Are we there now? Are we at least most of the way through this? Or...
I think that is a pretty comprehensive, rounded game design document we've got there.
I think we've nailed it. I think this game's virtually
Just got the
made.
easy stuff to do now,
Listen
like
to Todd
coding
Howard
and
is not
building
fucking
assets.
hard. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that should be all fine.
Coincidentally, this game will run on Google Glass.
Yeah, and the Nokia N-Gage.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Right, I think we should wrap this up. Tom's there, just showing off his flip phone.
No, I was just taking a picture. But yes,
I mean, it's also relevant.
it won't do
because
that in our game.
The world
None
of
of
the
these
game,
phones do that.
wall-to-wall flip phones, but the good ones.
Everyone's got a flip phone.
Yeah, the old clamshells.
Or the slideys.
Or a
Oh,
banana
everyone's got
phone.
the Matrix click ones that with the button that.
But they don't click. They do what they did in real life, which is the spring-loaded mechanism would more often than not make that whole section fly off. So
Yeah.
they basically just weren't they? They just slid. That was it, wasn't it? They didn't. None of them actually did what they did in the film.
So to wrap up, the game is set post millennium.
Yeah, Beagle 2 has taken over Mars.
Fine, Beagle 2's taken over fucking Mars. And after the millennium bug has taken out most of what would be considered modern science, okay, we are relying on holistic medicines and healing and crystals now. Use of magic has replaced science, but there are still some people that rely on science, but they're considered like kooky and wild and crazy. We're going around in like a cyberpunky Matrix-esque / Dark City / Blade Runner-esque world where there are multiple opportunities to get yourself a flat, whether they be in above an internet cafe that runs on magic or a nightclub like one of the gothy nightclubs from the Matrix or Blade 2 or whatever it is. And generally we're going around performing tasks using a variety of different crystals. Crystals each have a different task and you can place them anywhere you like. we agreed on that one in the end. They can go up your bum, right?
They can. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And the crystals do something different if you use them in your gun from if you just have them on your person as well.
Gun, bum, or mouth.
There you go. Mouth or just neck.
Gun, bum, and neck.
There you go.
The classic threesome.
Aside from that, some of the tasks you can complete, you can completely deck out your house in an IKEA-esque situation where you wander around a giant warehouse picking your furniture for your house. What
Brilliant.
else have we got? What have I missed?
The character creation and customization only allows you to do any meaningful customization of your character's genitalia.
Yes.
And not much else. There are maybe 1 or 2 stock bodies, but the genitals are unbelievably detailed.
Yeah.
And the hair modeling on them is literally a per hair model.
Complete with physics to simulate
Unbelievable
movement.
physics. Yeah. Climate, like Ross said, they were climate interactive as well. So, you know, when it's cold, things shrink.
Yeah.
When it's warm, they shrink. If there's a fruity bit of dialogue, you know, there might be a slight stiffening or
Twitch.
blood flow.
Well, it's not even that. It's fully simulated based on blood flow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's like
So
in
the circulatory system of the
in
genitals
really
is
advanced
completely
visual effects for movies. There's now like melanin simulation in skin. So when skin folds up, the pigmentation changes minutely. It's that kind of level. Something about like 80 to 90% of the CPU overhead of this game is dick simulation.
it's amazing. So the world is very,
you know, general
very
genitalia,
poor.
because I think it just needs to be there and the chest, so that whoever wants boobs, like if you want boobs, whatever, get that, because we also need to have nipplage, and everyone gets nipplage.
I don't know. I think maybe the budget ran out before they got to doing. Because I just love the idea.
I like the idea that the
blank
nipples
balloon.
I like the idea that
with
the
really
nipple
realistic
texture
balls.
always looks like it's about to pop in, but never does.
Also,
Like kind of blurred.
So you've got like Lara Croft
Deep-
original box boobs.
oh, no.
Yeah,
I think
very
No,
also-
because even in '99, or when it was, I don't know, what's that platform fighting game?
Streets of Rage.
Dead or Alive, or something like that.
Oh yeah,
There was a lot of bikini-clad fighters, and they spent a lot of time modelling the way different sized boobs bounce.
That was
the point.
That would have been keyframed animations though. We're talking full physics sim.
Yeah, they did it. They spent a lot of time watching,
Yeah, I bet they did.
doing the maths. It was most realistic boob bouncing in the game, apparently, at the time.
I don't think there was much about that game that was realistic.
yeah, the unbelievable standards, unreachable standards of bouncing. But they did Dead or Alive beach volleyball games, wasn't there? There was a fucking series of them, I seem to remember. But yeah, what else? The out in the desert, there's the still using electricity tribe of like the sort of almost the backwards, they're almost Luddites. By comparison, the magic users see them as Luddites because they're still using electricity. There are battery smugglers. There's a black market for electric items. This is good. This is good stuff. I mean, I love the fact that most of the game budget and development time went on genitalia. It does seem quite fitting for a game.
I also think
by
whenever you
TMTOOH
use your magic,
Studios.
it means you're traceable. So
What, like in Harry Potter?
yeah, sure, why not? Like in Harry Potter. I don't know.
So what? Beagle 2 can see you using magic.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Brilliant. And it goes, what's that? What is that? That's
face it,
Scooby, isn't it? What's
No,
that,
no,
Rocky? Magic.
So Beagle 2 sounds like Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
Obviously.
it's also an actual dog.
Yeah. But no one makes any comment about it or jokes about it because,
Licensing.
well, yeah.
Yeah. I think we're done here,
There you
right?
go. We've got a game. And it is perfect.
Well, I mean, we could finish it with actually the end bit, so that there's a sequel. Is because of all the magic, we've actually tapped into the Immaterium, and Beagle 2 is actually just a vessel for one of the dark gods of chaos. And it suddenly spawns a massive demon, and that's what the next sequel game is all about.
Which ironically is being controlled by the future's Beagle 3. And that is actually the main sequel
No, it's being
antagonist.
controlled by Cassini.
In other news, changing the subject slightly, I got a new kill team today.
Oh, what'd you get? Who'd you get?
The Exaction Squad.
Oh, the Judge Dreads.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm quite excited. Quite
Very,
excited.
very cool.
On
Yes.
a similar note, did you see the Russ? Russ highlighted it, but the Fulgrim.
So I
Model.
saw all the stuff they announced at Nova last night. I want most of it, is what I've realised. So I want the assault jump pack intercessors. I want like 20 of them, if I'm honest. Want more Terminators. I'd also quite like the Underworld one with the Deepkin, the Adonis Deepkin or whatever they're called. I want that as well. So there's going to be a massive pre-order date where I go absolutely apeshit soon coming up. So congrats, Games Workshop.
You win
It's
again,
good, though.
nerds.
I nearly bought Angron today instead, so it worked out well that I only bought this Exaction Squad. So yeah, I was very close to buying Angron.
Who you really need for your White Scars army.
No, but that was then going to be the excuse for why I need a World Eaters army. Instead, I stuck with. I'm sticking with White Scars. I'm sticking with Grey Knights. I'm sticking with Imperial Guard. That's all I need.
Oh yeah,
So I was
no,
in
no.
for a week.
My Raven Wing command squad arrived, and
Nice.
I've got a bid going on for a Sagittower,
Nice.
Sagittor, whatever.
How's your sisters looking, Russ?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I've got a lot of painting to do. I'm still stalking a few bits on eBay.
Tom, do you want to join in this?
No, I don't feel like I should because I went off on one earlier about a different subject. You guys are now going off on one about another subject, so I'm just letting it play out because that's what friends do.
No, that's lovely, isn't it? That's fucking delightful. That.
Yeah, see that the pod that goes off on tangents together and just enables that sort of behaviour stays together. I think.
After 4
I
weeks,
think
not
also
doing
we probably
podcasts.
need to acknowledge that this podcast we have been doing this now for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Like when did you come to me? When Dan did you come to me, brother Dan, and say that we should do a pod? I believe
Brother
it was.
Captain.
We'd need to ask
decades.
Sean because the idea of it, I think, came up at his stag do.
I can't remember when that was.
Stag do, I can't remember either. So, Sean, if you're listening or watching, let us know.
I feel like I got married in 2012, which was 11 years ago. And were we already doing the podcast by that point?
I think so. Maybe.
You weren't doing it that early.
No, you were doing You did gents before TMTOOH.
Yeah, we definitely did that
I feel
that's
like
true.
we started podcasting.
about 6 years ago.
I started doing this one with you guys about 6 years ago.
About
You may
7
have doing it
years
for a
ago.
year or two before that.
Yeah, 7, 8 years.
So it's nearly 8 years.
What do we want to do like next week? Let's do something fun. I want to do something fun.
We are
What should
still
we do?
recording.
Yeah,
Yeah, but this
is
the
admin.
bonus
Not
stuff.
allowed. It's admin.
No. This is the bonus stuff. This is the bonus stuff that people love. Because this is the bit that makes us seem real.
Yeah.
Like this is the bit where we just kind of dither and go. Let's open it up. What would you like to see out there? We'd like some suggestions from the 3 or 4 people that regularly watch the stream
And the millions that listen.
and the millions that listen.
Listen
to be fair,
to
we get
when I put it up. Yeah,
we get a lot of
listen
listens.
To the
We get
Wriggling
hundreds
Reaver
and
the other
hundreds of
week on a
listens.
commute. That was 2016, 2017.
So mathematically, that's 7 years ago or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Brilliant. 7 or 8 years we've been doing this.
Yeah, we need to find something to do for next week. If anyone's got any ideas, send them our way because we're not like up on like ideas really. We're not ideas people.
I don't know. We literally came up with this idea today. So I suggest a thing, you suggest a thing, Duncan suggests a thing, Russ went, I'm in.
Yeah, we'll come up with a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I suppose so.
we'd done the thing.
I
Right,
still
come on.
want to do
Get
the
this
one
one
thing
home.
I still want to do is searching questions under 12 edition. So literally searching questions that we gather from children, because I think
In the
they've got
street.
better ideas than we do.
I think
I'll ask the ones in my van.
Oh God, I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask the one that lives in my house
Do it.
that I fathered,
Yeah.
because this is brilliant, right? This last week, Star Wars has clicked with him. Like it has clicked in such a big way to the point where he seems to now know more about Star Wars than I do.
Don't
which-
have that, Tom.
Which I know, no. He's going to find himself thrown against the wall. Like if he keeps correcting me, like no, he won't. I'll just lock him in the garage for a bit, just to teach him a lesson, just to calm him down. You know, like you can think about how you speak to your daddy, correcting him on his Star Wars lore. No, I'm kidding. I'm very proud of him. It's brilliant. It's totally clicked. He's obsessed with it. We've been having lightsaber battles outside at night time with his lightsaber toys. Brilliant. And it's all gravy from here on in, I think. I'm going to take him. He doesn't know this yet, but next week I'm taking him to the Fan Strike Back in London.
Oh, nice.
Nice. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
we're going to go and see that.
That'd be awesome.
I would never throw my kid in the garage, by the way. I just want everyone to realise I'm just joking at that point. I took the joke too far, but I don't want people thinking that was real.
No, you good, Tom. That's one idea, but that's maybe for the future, closer to for next week. Something fun, isn't it? Let's do something fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Let's do
mean,
something
this
fun.
evening bedtime story was reading the D&D monster manual.
Nice.
Like,
There we go.
I love the fact that basically you're forcing this on your kids so you can just meta game your way through your next fucking D&D session. But sure, yeah.
I did not.
Oh, look, I know what
force
this
it on
monster
him.
does now.
I did not force it on him. He wanted it.
Okay.
Fair dues. Well, with all that sewn up and wrapped up like a mummy, we have talked about our RPG, all the stuff we throw into it, even with specking out your genitalia in such alarming detail that you won't be able to look at anything else because everything else was not developed properly and looks shit compared to your testicles. We have sorted out, if you want to share any of your ideas and all of your suggestions for the perfect things that should be involved in our RPG or another RPG idea of your own, please do hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Just use the handle at TMTOOH. And if you go to our Instagram page, you will find in our bio a link to our Discord server where you can throw all those suggestions on there as well and also involve yourself in other conversations that we might be having. Dan, any news you'd like to throw into the mix just before we go?
There is tentative plans to do a films what we've seen so far on Marveling Marvel this year, because there has been a lot of very good films I've seen this year, and I want to talk about them. I want to talk about how much I love Barbie, Tom. That's all I really want to do.
So that's all you want. It's all you really, really want.
Yeah.
Fair dues. Well, that's something exciting to look forward to. And of course, when Dan can fit it into his busy schedule, because he is a very busy man, he will, of course, be editing and putting pods up onto our podcatcher. So, yeah, I think that's it, really. We're going to say goodbye to Duncan.
Bye-bye.
Cool. We're going to say goodbye to Russ.
Let's, boys.
We're going to say goodbye to Dan.
We're not going to sit in silence, Tom. We're not going to live in fear. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
And it's going to be goodbye from me. And just remember that money don't make my world go round. I'm reaching out to a higher ground. And that note, let's cue the music.